Another Brink Radio exclusive.
What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, coming straight out of them South Memphis slums, and you are listening to Brink Radio right here on 96.3 FM. I'm talking about bumping 96.3 because you know Brink put the B in bumping. Look, we got some real tremendous guests on the show, man, and I'm going to be honest, they are no stranger to the Brink platform, but they new to Brink Radio as far as being interviewed, but you done heard their music on the show before. We're talking about my guys, Mexiking and Mexiveli. How y'all doing?
Man, we good. What's up, 901?
Yeah, 901 was good. Shout out to BrinkTV, Brink Radio. It's good to be back, especially with Mexiking, for sure, you know.
Hey, man, thank you guys for being guests on the show. This is actually the first time that y'all on the show together because I remember, like I say, I got to talk about you first, Mexiking, man, because I actually noticed something while preparing for this interview. You came and did an interview in 2021.
Yes, sir.
2022, and this is 2023. This is your third interview, and it's definitely going down. I got to say thank you, man.
Yes, sir, man. We got the three-peat going, already know, man, and it's all love. It's always a blessing and an honor to be in front of you, Brink. You know, you addressing some of the big names, man, and I just hope to be one of them big names one day with Mexiveli and as well as yourself, bro.
Hey, man, you already are a big name in my book, man, because you've been doing big things. You recently performed at the Delta Fair. We talk about 2023. What was that whole experience like, family?
Man, it was amazing. We still waiting to get a lot of support from the, Hispanic community, but it's getting there slowly but surely. They say God's timing is perfect and you can't rush greatness.
No doubt, no doubt. So, of course, another thing I did mention, Money Dreams was spinning on Brink Radio. We actually go spin it again tonight. We go spin that. But let's talk about that song, man. Like, how did it feel hearing your music on the radio, man?
Man, it was a blessing. Man, honestly, when I first heard it, all I heard was, dee, like a flat line.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe it. And I'm looking at my parents. My dad had the biggest smile on his face. I could see the glistening in his eyes, like he was just proud. And it was an honor, man. I dreamed about this since I was a kid, you know what I mean? And a bunch of this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for Mexiveli or yourself, man.
Man, no doubt, man. And I'm glad to be able to provide that experience, for all artists, man, because this, like I always said on the Brink TV countdown, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but this is always a give back. I was an artist umpteen years ago, and none of this type of stuff was around back then. So my goal has been to be what I needed when I was at that stage, at that age doing music. So, hey, I'm just thankful to be able to provide this service and this platform,
Man, what a lot of people fail to realize, man, is that you have given us an opportunity to be on radio, on TV, interviews, and everything. A lot of people reach out to me from Texas, specifically from Texas, and be like, man, Brink interviewed you. He interviewed so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And, it's just a blessing. And like I said, it really is an honor to have you interviewing us and to be here right now today, man.
No doubt, man. Like I say, these guys are definitely Brink TV Countdown alumni. Like I say, both of them had videos retired, man. Most recently, you had the video on there that Make It Work that was featuring Mexiveli and I Am Nutso. Let's talk about that, man.
Man, look, I Make It Work. Nutso dropped the beat, and it was really on the spot, man, that I was like, hey, man, check it out. I got the chorus.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's drop it, And when I dropped this verse I had already wrote. I wrote half of it while I was locked up in federal prison.
Okay.
And the other half I wrote right there on the spot, and obviously Veli put some salsa on the tacos, and, Nutso put his little spice on it, and, it's a hit. I feel it's a hit, it made the countdown,
Yeah.
I don't, from what I seen, we didn't go past number 5, so
yeah.
I think we did pretty good, man.
It's definitely a banger, man. Like I say, shout out to my guy, I Am Nutso.
Nut.
Not just that, but we also recorded that song at Kingpin Skinny Pimp Studio,
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Now, we got to talk more. We're going to talk more about Kingpin Skinny Pimp in a minute, man. But I got to ask you, like, how has your musical style changed over the years, man?
Back then, coming from Texas, man, you grow up, where you grow up around is basically how you talk,
okay,
your accent and everything. I had this accent that when I came up north, people would laugh. They'd be like, you said kick my dog, and they would laugh.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, yeah, okay. How it's changed is back then I was rapping Texas rap, Texas beats.
Yeah.
Now I got that Texas Memphis swag on Southern beats, and we're just trying to kill the game with it. Trying to come up with things that ain't nobody doing. You know, they say you got to think out of the box. You got to build the box. You got to break the box, tear it down. Well, we just here to make the factory that builds these boxes. You know what I mean? So we trying to get it, man. We trying to get it.
I love it, man. You definitely making it happen. So, of course, we got to talk about, like, how would you describe your balance between music, between family, obviously work, stuff like that? How would you describe it?
At some days it's the greatest feeling. Other days it's hectic, but the whole point is, man, you gotta get up every day. You gotta get up every day. You gotta shake yourself off. You gotta be you. Don't change who you are. You know, something crazy happens at home, you can't take it out on people at work. Crazy happens at work, you can't take it out at home. You know, you just gotta keep focused on what you want.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a goal, be sure you push at it. It's not gonna come overnight. It's not gonna come in the next few minutes. Might not even come in the next year. You gotta keep pushing and pushing. You know, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp told me, man, I didn't get this overnight. You know, I'm over such age. I'm finally getting it, you know, and I listen to what the big homie says, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to keep working, got to keep grinding. Put your family first before anything. Don't ever forget about God, and don't ever give up. Just don't ever give up, man, because there's a lot of dreams that are being shattered out here, and people giving up hope. You know, some people on the point of, you know, depression.
Yeah.
You know, so just don't lose faith. Don't give up. Keep grinding. Don't let nobody tell you that your craft ain't it. You are you. You are unique. God made you the way he made you. And people got to accept you for the way you are, not for the way they want you to be. So just don't give up, man. And as far as how, you know, it balances, it's all on what you make it. You know, people can only force you to do what you want to do. So if you do it, that's on you. You know what I mean? But as far as the balance goes, I try to keep it balanced. You know, I try to prioritize my family first, you know, but at the same time, I don't let go of my dreams. I don't let go of my goals. But at the same time, I don't let that affect what's going on with my family.
No doubt. Do me a favor, lower that mic, your mic, a little bit more. There you go, right there. Okay. Make sure. Yeah, that's cool right there. All right, I'm going to count us back in 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Now, those are definitely some wise words coming from Mexiking, man. Off the record, off the radio, off the air, we talked about how difficult it was for you once you got out of prison. You had to get to know your family. Take us through that, man.
You know, a lot of people think that it's an easy process coming out of prison and just going back into society, you know, re-entering. And my personal experience, it's not that easy. It's not, I'm not going to say it's going to be a bumpy road, because for some, it's not. For some, it is. You know, when you're gone, separated from your family for so long, regardless of whether it's your mom, your brother, your dad, kids, you know, being gone for as long as I was, almost 9 years, you know, they really don't know you. You really don't know them.
Yeah.
They still love you. They still want the best for you, but there's still that little gap that, hey, I don't know what you've done these past few years. You know, I don't know who you become. You know, they say people change throughout the years, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between being out here and changing throughout the years and being locked up and changing throughout the years?
Yeah.
You know, me personally, I felt like I've changed for the better. At least I've tried, you know. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to strive to be a better father, to be a better man, you know, to be a better son, a better friend. You know, I'd like to be somebody that kids look up to. I'd like to be somebody that my own friends look up to, you know, that they can look to and be like, hey, bro, how did you do it?
Yeah.
How did you make it? You know, the struggle is real. You know what I mean? But it's also on how you make it. You decide to give up, it's going to eat you alive.
Yeah.
If you keep fighting, you're going to make it out one day, because not everything's quicksand.
Facts. And I'm glad you brought that up about giving up, man, because that's something that'll hunt you for the rest of your life. Like, it'll hunt you in your dreams. You wake up out your sleep like, wait a minute.
Can't believe I did that.
I probably could have made it, but we'll never know.
Yeah.
So one thing that I noticed that's a little bit different about you, man, you got a different you got some hardware on you, man. We talking about an ankle monitor, man. So let's talk about, man, I mean, what's that experience like right now?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. The first night that I had the ankle monitor, I freaked out. I freaked out because there's no way you could take it off. unless you cut it off, obviously, right? But as soon as you cut it off, the Alphabet Boys are gonna be right there at your door waiting to get your ass up.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, you just got to get accustomed to knowing that it's there. I mean, you just got to breathe, take a deep breath, and accept that this is reality.
Yeah.
The way it came about was, obviously I'm a convicted felon, right? And the house that I live in, there was 238 bullets that were found that I have no idea about, right? Because I've never owned no 38, but they came to me and they told me, hey, we found these. And I was like, hey, man, those are not mine. And 9 times out of 10, if they're yours, if they know they're yours, if you got fingerprints or whatever, they're not going to come and talk to you. They're going to come and arrest you and take you back to prison.
Yeah.
Well, because they didn't have no idea whose they were, but they found them in the house that I lived in. They offered me 90 days, ankle monitor and this or prison. Man, give me 2 ankle monitors. I'll take them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a little minor setback for a major comeback.
And I understand, man, that this situation has prevented you from some major happenings. You told me off the air that Skinny Pimp, Kingpin Skinny Pimp, was going to fly you out to Houston. He's doing a tour, and he was going to fly you out. And what happened?
Man, I was looking on Instagram, right, because I don't get on social media often because Mexiveli, he's the one that runs all the social media pages for us. He's the best manager we got.
Yeah.
I follow Kingpin Skinny Pimp, right? He's a producer. He's one of the best to ever do it, man. And I was looking on his page and I seen the Memphis to Houston tour. Lo and behold, a few minutes later, I get a phone call from him. Every time I look at my screen and I got Kingpin Skinny Pimp and then Kingpin Skinny Pimp 2 because he got 2 different numbers.
Yeah.
And I seen that he was calling me from his second cell phone and I was all like, damn, what's up, Pimp? I answer every time I talk to him, man. I'm excited, right? Because that's a living legend, man. You know what I mean? And people that are around me, they'll be like, bro, who's calling you? And I'll be like, Skinny Pimp. They'll be like, the Skinny Pimp, the Kingpin Skinny Pimp. Like, yeah, man. Like, man, you BSing. I'll be like, nah, man, like, that's my guy, right? And well, anyways, lo and behold, Pimp's all like, King, what you doing, man? I was like, man, I'm here at the house, bro. He's all like, pack your bags, man. I'm flying you out to Houston.
Wow.
And I was all, this is all a dream come true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is all a dream come true. And sad to say, I had to tell him, hey, Pimp, I'm sorry, bro. I can't make it. He go ask me, why not? And I was like, bro, I'm on ankle monitor. And Pimp's a man of his word.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that much, man. And he didn't know me from here to there. He didn't know me as far as he could throw me, you know what I mean? And he told me several months back, he goes, look, man, I'm making these moves. I'm going to make it happen. I want you on tour with me.
Yeah.
And I accept, you know what I mean? I accept.
Yeah.
Because that's the Pimp right there. This is the Kingpin.
Facts.
And I had to tell him, I was like, Pimp, I'm sorry I can't make it, But, he told me, he goes, well, I just want you to know I'm keeping my word. I never put it past him that he wouldn't have kept his word, man. Hey, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, I love you, bro. Man, keep doing your thing, bro, and you deserve everything you got, bro. And sorry I had to tell you no, bro, but this is only temporary, man, and I'll be ready. I'll be ready as soon as this is done.
I promise, man. Definitely got to say shout out to Kingpin Skinny Pimp, man. And I can only imagine how that would feel, with you kind of being from Texas, and then return to Texas on a major level like that, man. That would have been incredible, man.
Man, it would have been awesome, man, because I'm not about material stuff, right? But when I seen on Instagram that Skinny Pimp had a matching Lamborghini, him and Big Boogie, I was like, hell no. I had to call him. I was like, Pimp, you got a Lamborghini?
Yeah.
But Pimp is on a major level right now, and his major level is a low level to him. You know what I mean? Like, he make it seem like it's, So he's like, he goes, I got a matching Lamborghini, So I was just thinking, like, I know this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he calls me on my phone. I beat him at dominoes. He beats me at dominoes. So it's like an exciting thing, man. And, one again, just like I feel about you, honored to be in your presence, man. It's honored to be in his presence because, like we were saying off the air, man, if somebody can kill us for our talent, how many people wouldn't be at us already? You know what I mean? And it's just a blessing to be able to know him. And one and again, none of this, you, Pimp, You know, Nasty Nardo, Gangsta Black, none of them, I would have never met none of them had it been for Mexiveli, man, because he's been out here making moves.
Facts. Definitely shout out to man Nasty Nardo, Gangsta Blizzag. Hey, now let's go ahead and talk about, you know, because the ankle monitor, that obviously is a heavy thing on you. It's kind of like a burden. It's weighing on you. Recently, you've experienced deep depression. Can we talk about that at all?
Yeah, man. I never thought it would happen to me. You know, I never thought it would happen to me. You know, to all my light-skinned folks out there, I apologize, I'm going to say this, but I always said those are white people problems. You know what I mean? Because most of my white friends, they were the ones going through that. I never had black friends or Hispanic friends that be like, oh, I'm depressed or whatever. But this is preventing me from being able to go anywhere, being able to do what I love.
Yeah.
You know, preventing me from going to the Memphis to Houston tour. And depression is a serious thing, man. If I could recommend anything to any of y'all, if any of y'all got, you know, can hear me out for a second, man, I recommend it. If y'all got any loved ones that y'all see acting any type of way that's not their normal self, reach out to them, call them, you know, even if it's just, hey, how you doing, bro? Or even if it's just telling them, hey, man, keep your head up, I love you. That will go a long way. That will go a long way. I was going through it so bad, I didn't know what to do. I felt like I had no way out. You know, I was talking to God, like, you know, 50 Cent said it best, you know, every night I talk to God, but he don't say nothing back.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he ain't listening. It just, you know, if there's 8 billion people in the world and 8 billion people are praying to God, you know, I can't be greedy to think, hey, God, answer me first.
Yeah.
Nah, you know, and the way my heart's built is God, answer everybody else first. When you get time, get to me.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, so happened that Mexiveli's brother, Fabian, I had a missed call from him at the moment when I really needed it. And I called him back, and you know, I can't be no softy in front of him, so I had to toughen up. Like, you know, I had to wipe up the tears, you know what I mean? And I was like, what's up, Fabe? He's like, hey, carnal, I was just calling to check in on you, all right? And, yeah, bro, I'm good, bro. I really needed this phone call, you know, and had it not been for that phone call, I'd lie to y'all right now if I told y'all what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in depression, you're making decisions that ain't yours.
Yep.
They're yours, but they're not yours because you're not in the right state of mind. You know what I mean? And it's not an easy obstacle to overcome alone.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know a lot of people, they get depressed because they're lonely. You know what I mean? They get depressed because they can't see their family or because they can't pay a bill. You know, they got problems going on in life that they feel like their hands and legs are tied behind their back and they have no way to fight it. You know, only way I can see about overcoming that was, you know, the people that reached out to me, you know, and obviously, you know, faith in God, you know, keep Jesus Christ in mind and just keep praying that'll overcome, you know, you will overcome it because it is a real thing, man. It is a real thing, you know. I used to overlook it. You know, when I used to hear about, oh, man, this dude had depression or she had depression or whatever, I used to overlook it.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, it ain't happening to me. You know what I mean? Lo and behold, you hear, man, dude committed suicide or female committed suicide. You know, just to take a second and actually think about what was going through their mind.
Yeah.
You know, what did they feel in their heart at the moment to make them make that decision to take their life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I was a suicidal thoughts. No, I've never thought like that. But still, you know, no telling how far depression or anxiety or any of that will take you.
Yeah.
You know, because I did make some stupid choices.
Yeah.
You know, I did, you know, destroy a couple of things at the house that were of sentimental value. You know what I mean? But I wasn't in my right mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, I ask everybody out there, man, you know, if y'all have any family that y'all know are alone or that are going through it, it doesn't take but a few seconds to reach out to them and let them know you love them.
Yeah.
That's it. Just let them know you love them and let them know you're there for them.
Yeah.
Even friends, you know.
Friends.
You know, not just that, but like mental health is a serious issue in the black and brown community that's not always addressed, you know. and people got it wrong. Oh, you gotta toughen up, you gotta be gangster. And that's where you either, you die, you go to prison or hospital, and you don't do good decisions. But mental health is something that needs to be addressed and, fixed eventually, because a lot of people go through it, but either they don't want to admit or they just don't know,
Facts.
and it is what it is.
It does not make you weak. It does not make you weak. It does not make you
less than a person.
less than a man, less than a woman. It does not make you anything for telling people or telling somebody you really trust what you're going through.
Yeah.
Because you got to get it off your chest.
You have to.
It's not healthy. That'd be the worst decision you ever made, to keep it inside.
Yeah.
To keep it inside. I know me, I see myself as, I'm a gangster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm a father before anything. I'm a man before anything. And if I'm not in the right state of mind, how am I to raise my daughter? I got a newborn. She's about to be a year old, and she's the only thing that gives me hope.
Yeah.
When I see her, when she sees me, really, I see that glisten in her eye and that smile when she gets excited and starts clapping, and it's the only thing that gave me hope. What kind of fit father would I be to not get myself addressed, to not help myself, and still try to be a father and still try to be there for her?
Yeah.
Because everybody knows boys are mama's boys, girls are daddy's girls.
Yep.
I'm supposed to be Superman. I'm supposed to be the strongest man in the world. In her eyes, I ain't supposed to cry.
Yeah.
In her eyes, I'm supposed to be strong. Just asking everybody out there, man, take a second and, tell people you love them.
Facts.
Because it is hard, man. It is hard. And
Yeah.
I just thank God that I'm here today. I'm alive and I'm healthy and I feel great. But none of this would have been possible had I not got it off my chest.
Yeah. And one thing I can say, man, depression is a hell of a ride. It takes you through so many different levels, so many different places, so many different phases of your life. Sometimes you even have weird dreams, but it's some dreams that you can have that are good dreams, like money dreams. And I think it's about time for y'all to introduce money dreams on Brink Radio for the 96.3 FM audience. Go ahead and let the people know what they finna hear right now.
Yeah, y'all gonna hear Mexiking featuring Mexiveli. It's called Money Dreams, and it's a hit, produced by Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, and Give Me Some D.
Not just that, but also Rich Boy Beats. He produced the beat, and Skinny Pimp and his daughter mixed and mastered it and engineered us and recorded us. Money Dreams. Mexiking, Mexiveli.
And of course, we back. We're talking about Brink Radio right here on 96.3 FM. I'm your host, Brink Young, coming straight out of them South Memphis slums. You just heard. We're talking about my guys, Mexiking and Mexiveli, Money Dreams. Hey, you know what's happening with that song, man. So one thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I just kind of want y'all's input on it. One thing that I learned recently was Bad Bunny was the most streamed artist in the world over the last 3 years. Now, with that being said, do you think the industry has changed in terms of opportunities, more opportunities for, Latin artists and representation for Latin artists?
Yeah, I would say so. There's different times we live in. Definitely, it has a lot to do, like we're talking off air, where you're from, where you're at, and also the population of the Hispanics. You got a lot, Hispanics in California, Puerto Rico, the East Coast or West Coast. It just depends where you're at, because if we had a lot of Latinos in Memphis, we do, but like a lot of that support that genre, maybe one of us would already been make it, but only has its time. But I believe so, definitely. Feel like it's changing for the better, because also the minority, which was the Latinos and Hispanics, were growing. Some say that we might be the next majority. You know what I'm saying? But it's deep, man. But what about you, bro? What you think, man?
I think it has changed. I look up into the views as far as that goes. I know Wiz Khalifa was the first person to hit 1 billion views on YouTube.
Yeah.
But every other song that you hear from Arcangel, Nicky Jam, Daddy Yankee, all the Puerto Rican artists, really.
The reggaeton,
The reggaeton. But it's rap reggaeton, yes.
Yeah.
But they're getting billions of views. You see that billions of views.
Yeah.
Now you got these rappers out of Mexico like Santa Fe Clan, Lefty SM,
Cartel de Santa.
Cartel de Santa. You got all them that are hitting hundreds of millions of views as well.
Yeah.
But when and again, where they're at, they have, they have kids, they have teens, they have people that look up to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, they're just like me. They're my skin color. They speak my language. They're from my state in Mexico, or they're from my state in Texas, or you know what I mean? It all depends where you're at, but I feel like yes, it has changed.
Yeah.
It has changed, because I remember South Park Mexican had a song that says, we don't get no radio play.
Yeah.
But all we want to do is be on NBC, ABC, BET, all that stuff. And I want to thank the black community, man, because had it not been for the black community, the Hispanic community don't have a door to
Facts.
get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had BET, the 106 in Park.
Yep.
And you're doing what 106 in Park is doing on a different level.
Correct.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for the opportunity that you give us, I feel like Hispanics wouldn't have been heard over here.
Yeah.
But yes, has it changed? Yes, it has changed a lot.
Drastically, too.
I agree, man, because, like, it's certain songs that I know, and it's like, how do I know this song? Like, no, El Coco, no till I sue there, say Coco, no. How do I know this song? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
or Despacito. I've heard
exactly.
That's one song that I've heard countless people. It doesn't matter what race they are. Yeah, when I was locked up, I heard Native Americans, blacks, Asians. They'd be walking down the hall or in the shower, because in the feds, it's single showers. They lock you in.
Yeah.
So you could hear somebody, Despacito. And,
Yeah.
People be looking, the Hispanics would be looking around like, who's singing that,
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, man, so-and-so. It's like, what is he? Oh, he's a native, or he's black, or he's white. The music has to be catchy at the same time, too, but
Facts.
has it changed? Yeah, it has changed. If we got Brink singing the Coco, no.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah, definitely
Yes,
a
sir.
change, man. So are there any lessons like that you've learned along the way that you wish somebody would share with you when you were starting your career?
Man, there'd be 1,000 lessons that have been learned. The main one is loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty goes a lot further than money does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because money will end at one point. You know what I mean? You could spend money all day, every day, and run out.
Yeah.
Loyalty. If you're a loyal person, doesn't matter whether you got $1 or whether you got $1 million.
Yeah.
The loyalty will never run out if you are a loyal person.
Yeah.
And you got to stand 10 toes on that.
Facts. So we got to talk about, you actually got a TV interview coming up. I believe that's with the Gladiator Series.
Yes, sir.
They're doing, what is it, a documentary on Craig Petties? Is that correct?
Well,
or what's going on?
The book, they got a book that's about Craig Petties.
Okay.
The docu-series, if I'm not mistaken, what they do is they interview they do interviews or documentaries or autobiographies or biographies about drug lords.
Gotcha.
Not necessarily drug lords, but females as well. They were doing a docu-series on Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, the drug lord.
Okay.
And while they happen to mention Craig Petties' name, I know Craig Petties, this is my guy. I was locked up with him. They searched up Craig Petties and they found a picture of me with him and some music that Mexiveli recorded of me while I was locked up in federal prison. That interview is going to be right after this one, and apparently these guys have been looking for me for a long time, you know, and God works in mysterious ways. One of them happens to live 4 minutes away, and the other one lives 8 minutes away. So when I was getting transferred all over the United States, I'm watching some of these shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait a minute. Lo and behold, these guys are here in Memphis, and they're looking for me.
Wow.
And it's been an exciting week because Jay reached out to one of my friends named K.O. And I know I mentioned this guy K.O. in one of the interviews one time. Say he's the hardest white guy rapping ever.
Yeah.
And I still feel that way. Lo and behold, they had been talking to him for quite some time already. And when he happened to ask, man, who y'all looking for?
Yeah.
They're like, man, we're looking for a Mexican rapper named Mexiking. And he's like, that's my homie. He used to live with me. And I guess they didn't believe him, right? Because he got on the phone. He's like, hey, bro, these people are looking for you. Tell them who you are. And I told him who I was. And the excitement in their voice was like, man, we found him. We found him, you know. So it's just a blessing right now, man. Hey, free Craig Petties, man.
Yeah, free Craig
Petties. My guy got 9 life sentences. You know, it's going to be a big story. It's going to be a big story. The docuseries right here, it's called the Gladiator Series. It's about the DEA agent named Abe Collins from Memphis.
Okay.
You know, he talks about his drug bust, you know, his most important drug bust. And if you give me 1 millisecond, I want to just read this right here just so I can know what exactly I'm saying.
Okay.
This right here, they got 40 plus stories besides the Craig Petties. Skinny Pimp, the Skinny Pimp story is part of a pilot release. Well, the real Kingpin, Skinny Pimp, you know, no disrespect, Pimp. You know I love you, man.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We're talking about the drug lord here, not the rapper. And they also got the Kim Kardashian story where she pardoned that one female with Trump. You know, apparently she was stashing kilos behind
Graceland, right?
Graceland,
Yeah.
yes, sir. It's called the Gladiator Series and podcast featuring Abe Collins, the agent. It's produced by All Star Strategies, Isaac Ford, and Chris J. Stevens. And I've watched it. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that, you know what I mean? And, well, the only reason I got to watch it is because, you know, I'm in the loop.
Yeah.
And it was just a blessing. I want to thank Jay, and I want to thank, you know, Isaac Ford for sending me the videos so I could see them. You know, they sent it to my email, and they're like, hey, man, we want you to check it out, see what you think.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them, I told them personally, what I think doesn't matter. What y'all are doing is on point.
Fact.
You know what I mean? Not only that, they're putting down for the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Memphis gets no love. Memphis gets no respect whenever it comes to anything on a major scale.
Correct.
You know what I mean? They want to BMF in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or Rick Ross in, you know, Miami or
California.
California, you know what I mean? But what they fail to realize is Memphis is the hub.
You right.
In order to get to the left side of the United States, you got to go through 40, you got to go through Memphis. In order to get to the right side of the United States, you got to go through 40, you got to go through Memphis.
Yep.
Or 55.
Or 55.
There you go.
Chicago, man.
There you go. Hey,
And
man.
a lot
fact.
what a lot of people fail to realize also is that Memphis gets shunned. We get shunned to the side. Like, they want to say, whenever they talk about Tennessee, they want to say Nashville.
Yep.
They even want to say Chattanooga and Knoxville.
Yeah.
They don't want to say Memphis. But, man, we from the city, man. We from Memphis. 901, stand up.
I promise, man. So you got any like future projects or more music you finna pop out with or what?
Man, I got one song that it's called All About the Pesos.
Okay.
I recorded that at Give Me Some Studios. Working on that, which I got my verse on there. I'm waiting for Mexiveli to put his verse. I got a couple of beats from YG Go Getter.
Okay.
You know, he sent me 4 beats, which I got 2 of them, and I'm sending one to the little homie in California named Diesel.
Yeah.
So we're working on that right now. We're gonna record the music video for Money Dreams. My homeboy, Mr. Money Gotcha. He had to go sit down for a minute right here in 201. We happen to have the same probation officer, so they sat him down, you know.
Yeah.
But for his own reasons, you know, he decided to go sit down for his own 90 days. He's out. He just got out last night. You know, he called me like at 12 o'clock at night, told me, we recorded Money Dreams.
Yeah, man.
Not only that, his name is Money. So I kind of like, you know what? I'm going to let you record Money Dreams, Money.
Fact.
So we got that. We're going to be working on that here shortly. Betty, what else we working on?
Man, I want to shoot a video for the song he was just talking about, All About the Pesos. You know, it's on release.
Okay.
The beat's original. I want to shoot a video for that. Definitely, I do want to do one. We're going to do solo projects, but I also want to do a compilation as well. Definitely the best of Mexiking, the best of Mexiveli, and also just having me and him another collage, you know, just me and him. We might have some, you know, big features up there. Like, of course, you know, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp. I want them to record a song together and just know it's going to happen. We were actually on Skinny Pimp's project, but the song hasn't been released yet, but definitely the cover's been out. But once it does, it's gonna be on all platforms, of course. You know, it's called In the Rage. We got him, me, you know, K Pasa. Well, we call him Miss Out Monster now. You know, just for rebranding, remarketing. He's, you know, I Am Not So, Fuller's Back. You know, and I forgot that one guy's name.
Dark Cable's on
Okay, yeah, I think so. Yeah, but definitely it was like
KC.
KC, yeah. And we also got to get a track in with Dark Caper. That's in the works as well. And just definitely getting the whole squad together, the whole team, the whole Mid-South Coalition, Lamb Flex, All-Star,
Latin
All-Star,
All-Star.
definitely, So, yep.
We got to talk about, since you was just talking, we got to talk about that Memphis Legends featuring Project Pat, man. Wait a minute, you got a Project Pat feature? What's
fire.
happening, man?
Man, I've been, we've been talking online for a minute, and one Sunday I seen a flyer, and it was about, I guess he came to Memphis because he's been, going from prisons to jails, federal, state,
right? Just
giving the word of God, giving the gospel, and he's also been going to these churches.
Yeah.
And one day, man, usually when I see like a flyer in porn, I'm like, man, Facebook is weird, bro. It'll be like 4 days later. I'm like, what? I missed out, man. But that day, I looked at the date, and it was, man, this is today. I got a couple hours, and I literally just got out from church or something. I was somewhere in Perkins eating, and I was like, you know what? I got a couple hours. I got to go to, it's up in there, Riley, LaGrange, up there by Fraser, that area. It was like a church, but it was connected to like a store, convenience store, but it was the hood, man. But I didn't mind, I went up there, and they had like a little, I guess that church is starting off. They had like young talent read their poetries, talk about their experiences, and later on, Project Back comes with the people, the ministry he running with, and they give out their testimonies, and they gave me like a book. It wasn't like a Bible, but it kind of had like scriptures, and but I got to meet him, man, and it was just so real because I was talking because Project Pat, he's just like skinny. He's not no Hollywood. You text him, he'll respond. Ain't no management or none.
Yeah.
And I was just, we've been talking, business. And when I seen him, I was like, just know I got you, man. But it's an honor to meet you. Can I take a picture? And he's like, sure. We took it.
Yeah.
And definitely later on, we did that song, bro. It was produced by Animal Beats, man. But definitely it was an honor, one of my highlights. And we're going to be premiering that, airing that on Brink Radio, FM.
Man. We're going to be spinning it in January. I can't wait, man.
Yeah,
I can't
bro.
wait. The song is bumping. I heard it. Of course, I get the exclusives, y'all. I get to hear it before it come out. But, hey, like you said, we will be premiering that on Brink Radio on 96.3 very soon. So, of course, before we get out of here, man, go ahead, run that social media. Then I got one more topic that we got to touch on, man. Run that social media real quick.
Y'all can find me on Facebook at Lino Gomez or Mexiking. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Mexiking901. And I'm on plenty of other platforms, but let my manager run that too, y'all.
Yeah, definitely Mexiking 901 on Instagram, and on his artist page is Mexiking. There's two, but the one that has him in the front, that's him.
In front of BrinkTV.
Yeah,
there
that's
you go.
him. That's him.
Yeah.
And mine is Mexiveli on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram. Only on TikTok, it has a little underscore, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's just Mexiveli, Mexiveli,
No doubt.
And we're also on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, Apple, you name it, we're on it,
I promise my guys is there. All you got to do is type it in, look it up, and hey, they right there. Now, this last topic, man, I want to say this for the end because it's an epidemic out here, man. It's definitely a crisis. This opioid crisis, this fentanyl crisis is definitely hitting home. I want to talk to you about that, Mexiking, because you not only been affected by having people that loved ones, pass away from this, but you also you kind of did. Let's talk about it, man.
Man, look, what a lot of people are getting fooled out here to think that they're taking something that ain't what it is, I'm proud to be a Mexican, right? But this is the only time that takes my pride away, that these Mexican cartels are flooding these streets with this drug, And it's only one cartel because El Chapo's son got on the news and said, like, hey, man, yeah, we sell cocaine. Yeah, we sell weed. We ain't messing with no fentanyl. You know what I mean? So, and I don't want to put the cartel's name out there because I don't want to be a target or nothing like that. But there's only one cartel that's pushing fentanyl like that, and it's killing people left and right, man. People think they're taking a Xanax bar, to have a good time. People's good time is getting high.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? The blood in, blood out. They said, America's cup of coffee is cocaine.
Yeah.
America consumes the most cocaine. America consumes the most drugs. Fentanyl is dropping people left and right, man. Before I get any further, I want to thank Alliance, 1200 Peabody Alliance, man. I want to thank Dr. Bill Brook and, all the staff down there for helping the people that they do, man, because they help people get off of that stuff, man. And
Yeah.
well, when I got out of prison, I had insomnia, and I asked the PO, hey, man, I need some help. So all he would give me was a hotline, and I turned to the streets, and one of my homies, it was easy. I don't want to say homies, dude that I know.
Yeah.
It was easy for him to say, hey, bro, you want a Percocet? And mind me, the cartels are stamping these things to make them look just like if they were coming out of the pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I seen this one. It had an M, it had a 30 on it, and I'm like, hell yeah, 30 milligram Percocet, hell yeah. Man, I have insomnia, so I had trouble sleeping. I popped that, crashed out. I was out.
Yeah.
Little did I know is I was getting addicted to them. So I went from popping them to snorting them.
Wow.
And for as much as it hurts my pride, I got to say this, right? Because maybe this might save somebody's life, man. It's easy to get in. It's hard to get out. And I'm talking about addiction.
Yeah.
You're going to feel terrible. You don't ever want to feel this. I want to thank my girlfriend Amber for saving my life. Because I was at a hotel one day and I hadn't done no, what I thought were Percocets.
Yeah.
Roxy's. What I thought were Percocets, Roxy's weren't. They were actually pressed fentanyl pills.
Wow.
And I didn't know this. A lot of people are green to the fact of what they're actually consuming.
Yeah.
Even these bottles of codeine. I'm from Texas. Back in high school and junior high, we're sipping Texas tea.
Yeah.
It's, hey, get an ounce or two in a Sprite bottle and, we're sipping all day. We didn't know. I'm going to say I didn't know. All right? And I'm assuming that kids don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're actually spraying the fentanyl on weed. And if I'm not mistaken, there was a kid here in Memphis that died not too recently from smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
And I want to make everybody aware out there, man, that those ain't Roxy's. Those ain't Xanax. Be careful who you get your stuff from. You know what I mean? To the people out there dealing it, man, y'all are playing with y'all's life.
Yeah.
Y'all are playing with y'all's life, man. These federals, these FBI's, DEA's, whatever, CIA's, whatever y'all want to call them, they're handing out basketball scores. Final basketball scores.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And whenever you hear 360 months, you ain't thinking much of it at the moment. But once you start doing the math,
Yeah.
that's 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's low end. That's not the life sentences the dudes are getting. A guy on 301, near 301 and State Line, popped himself one of them Roxy 30s and died. The guy that sold it to him got 20 years.
Wow.
Well, back to what I was saying, man. I hadn't done none of these so-called Roxy's, Percocets in 2 days, and I ended up going to get some, and I snort one. At the same time, my girlfriend's telling me, babe, I'm going to the store.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. I want to thank God for working in mysterious ways, because he has worked so many mysterious ways in my life, and I want everybody to know that God will bless you in the most messed up ways.
Yeah.
You just got to find it.
Yeah.
You just got to actually sit back and look at it. When you might think something's messed up, like, oh man, I got bad luck. No, that's God blessing you.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey said something in one of his interviews one time. He said, God took you out of there because he heard things you didn't hear. He saw things you didn't see, and he knew things you didn't know. So lo and behold, I snorted that. My girlfriend had already walked out the door to go to the store. She forgot the key. Had I not left the latch, where, the hotel latch,
Yeah.
to close the door, had I not left it on there to where the door was on there, to where, the door stayed open, I would have died.
Wow.
I would have died. All I remember is her telling me, babe, I'll be back. I'm going to the store. And I told her, give me a Minute Maid. Next thing you know, I woke up and paramedics have a needle in my arm. They're trying to revive me. And I didn't know what was going on. I looked up and I was like, what's going on? They're like, you just died.
Wow.
They're like, we had to hit you with Narcan 5 times. So today I can say that I'm thankful to be alive. I want everybody to be aware that that's what you think you're getting is not what you're getting.
Yeah.
If you ain't getting your weed from a dispensary, you're playing with your life. if you ain't getting your medication from a pharmacy, you're really playing with your life, man.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is a very serious thing out here. There's people dying every day. You know, I ended up reaching out to to Alliance on Peabody, you know, and I told them, I was like, hey, man, you know, I was taking these to try to sleep. So, you know, they got me on my on the right medication that I needed, which was Seroquel, you know, just so I could sleep, which I don't take often. I only take when I feel like I don't need to sleep. I can't sleep, but also, you know, you got CAPS right here down the street, Cocaine and Alcohol Awareness Program, which, yes, it is cocaine and alcohol awareness, but they also taking people for any other drug.
Yeah.
Fentanyl has flooded the streets. Fentanyl is killing off hundreds, if not thousands of people a day.
Yep.
And what people fail to realize also is that me, for example, I didn't do it for 2 days, and I thought my body was still going to handle the same thing, and I almost killed myself.
Wow.
And again, it hurts my pride to even admit this, but I know I got people that look to me for guidance. People look to me for advice. If I look in a camera or I look at them in the face and lie to them, all I'm doing is hurting them. So I'm here standing as a man today, letting y'all know that depression is real. Fentanyl is real. It's killing people. Y'all need to talk to y'all's loved ones. If y'all got somebody that's hooked on drugs, get them some help. It takes 2 signatures to get them folks to come get you.
Yeah.
If you really love somebody that much, I'm pretty sure 2 people will sign to come get you some help.
Yeah.
At the same time, you could only help those that want to be helped. There's some people that don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
There's some people that don't care about life. And I felt like I was at that point one time. Wanted again, I got a daughter that looks at me like I'm God.
Yeah.
I'm her world, and I don't want to be her God. I want to be her father.
Yeah.
I want to be her Superman. I want to be her hero. I want to be the shoulder she cries on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that goes for my oldest daughters as well, you know, and my son. I want to be able to be in their lives. I messed up, but I didn't know no better.
Yeah.
I didn't know no better. I thought I was doing something I wasn't. So to everybody out there that got loved ones that's on any type of drugs, man, help them.
Yeah.
I know y'all think by distancing yourself from them, y'all are doing them a favor or y'all are helping them. No. Y'all are helping them get to where you don't want them to be. You know, it's sad. It's sad, but it's a reality, man, that when people are alive, they don't give you flowers.
Yeah.
But when you're dead, they want to bring you all types of roses, and that's sad.
Yep. You're
Don't
right.
give somebody flowers. Don't wait to give somebody flowers till they're dead, man. If you have a family member that's on drugs, do your best to help them and don't give up on them. Because you could be in that situation. God works in mysterious ways. You could have $1 million a day, and you could be flat broke tomorrow.
Those are facts.
So if you have anybody that's on drugs, help them. Do your best to help them. Get it through their head that you're trying to help them, that you don't want them to die. Because people are dying left and right.
I promise, man. Like you said, hundreds, if not thousands, are dying daily due to this opioid crisis, this fentanyl crisis, man. So, hey, you definitely got to try to help yourself and help the people around you. I got to say thank you, brothers, for being guests on the show, man. It really means a lot. And I think this interview is the most meaningful of all, man. We've touched so many topics, and I hope that we touch the hearts and minds of the people out there that's watching. Again, I got to say thank y'all, brothers, for being guests on the show.
Man, thank you for having us, Brink. Thank you for having us. We love you, bro.
God bless.
No doubt. With that being said, now back to Brink Radio. Don't move.